morning. Let's get some cards out here. And we will look and see what we have for the topic of the morning. Okay. Okay, first card out is Spirit, the vast universe. Next card we have is Evolution. Evolution. And final card is Abundance. Abundance. So let's put these all together, and what do we have today? Well, the vast universe is created out of spirit, and things are always evolving. You know, the externals are always evolving, changing. The internals at the heart of everything is constant. Okay, that's unchanging. The divine is unchanging in its primary structure. Okay, what is there? And there's always an abundance of things going on. Okay, abundance. So you have the externals, which are always in motion, always in flux. Again, evolution taking place. But at the heart of it, don't forget the divine is always unchanging, primary, primal energy. Okay. So you can always go back to the basics no matter how things are changing in the universe. You know, the things that are not going to change are, again, the sense of morality, the sense of, just your primary things that you have, okay? That it's created out of love, it's created out of perfection, it's created out of just that clarity of pure consciousness. And then how things evolve with spirit in the vast universe depends on how things are working together, coordinating together to make those external changes that we see. But no matter what the external changes are that are going on, the basics will always remain the same. Okay, the basic always remains the same. That divine is unchanging. But the externals are changing. It's sort of like, you always feel young. Okay, no matter what happens with the body and how it's changing, your consciousness is always the same. Okay, unchanging. Okay, just the way you view things may evolve and change with external circumstances, but at the heart of everything is that eternal divine is, which is, again, it's eternal in nature. The externals may appear to change, but at the heart, the kernel of everything will always remain the same. Okay? So no matter how much of an abundance of things are changing, you can always go back to, again, the temple. The temple is always within you, in the heart of your hearts. You don't have to go to an external church building. God is just as much in your heart as he is in some big edifice that they are trying to say that you have to go to contact God. Okay. Everything you see here is created out of that God essence. That divine is. So it's always surround you. You are always, if you see life as sacred, you live in a sacred manner, okay? And you recognize that divine is in whatever you are looking at, whatever you are seeing, then you're always in church, okay? You don't need to go somewhere else. You can commune with that divine is wherever you're at. And no matter how of an abundance of changes are happening on the surface, remember that that bottom level layer is constantly the same. It's like that great, the great thing that they say, that the divine is the string, and then all the experiences are the pearls, okay, that are on that string. But that string that holds it all together is unchanging. Each one of those pearls can have a different vibrancy, a different, categorizing, a different coloration, a different, those things are changeable. But the string is always the string. It's always the same, okay? When you get to the center of being, the center of everything, you see that that divine is perfection, unchanging, okay? Unchanging, okay? In the midst of sound, you hear silence. In the midst of action, there is inaction. It's like the yin-yang. These things are always together, okay? They're not separate, okay? One's mental fabrications tries to make these things separate, okay? And then they get stuck in that motion, that movement, that the changeability of things, rather than going further and see the constancy that underlies everything, okay? No matter what we see playing out in the world, don't forget that at the center of it is this divine, eternal is, unchanging in its nature, okay? You go to the place of that, I call it the pregnant void, okay? It's not devoid of things. It is pregnant with everything that will ever come into the universe, okay? And at the center of it is perfection. You have that seed, that kernel of truth, which is perfection. And then what happens? Shadow takes it, and it starts to dumb it down. It starts to create something that is not genuine, okay? Okay? And then it starts moving it away from the light, which gives it meaning, until it becomes unrecognizable later, the shadow. Okay, the shadow makes it unrecognizable. But at the center of it, if you keep digging deep enough, you will find that truth. You will find the reality. Okay, but you got to just dig deep enough, and you can't get stuck in the changeable. You can't get stuck in the changeable, especially when it's being, like we've seen. I hate to have to keep coming back to this, but it's so blatant in your face, with, the crazy narcissist that was in power, that, no matter what the truth is, he will say something convenient, which is not truth, okay? And it will never be truth, no matter how many times he says it. But if he says it enough time, there are people that will believe it, okay? And since it's not genuine truth, it's going to wind up with complications and trouble later down the way. You may think it's great on the surface to begin with, but later, if it's not truth, if it's not genuine, it's not going to hold up. Eventually, it's going to start to fall apart, okay? So if you stick to truth, truth is unchanging at the heart of it. Lies are always changing. They always have to try to remember this lie, and they get themselves really in a conundrum because they will trip themselves up along the way. So if you stay with truth, you stay with honesty, you stay with integrity, it doesn't matter what they try to throw at you, that, what you are saying is correct, and you're going to stand on it, and you will be, your mind will be at ease, it will be at peace, because you know that what you are saying is coming from honesty, integrity, okay? So don't ever lose that. And remember, it doesn't matter. We have an abundance of things that are changing, evolution, things that are, evolving, and some things fall away and some things come in. But don't forget, at the heart of all of it is that divine, eternal is, which is unchanging. Again, the life of all life, the death of all death. Okay, that is permanent. That is, it wants the best for everyone, but, we have free will. And if we want to throw a wrench in the works, then, fine, throw a wrench in the works. It doesn't matter how much you screw it up. For a time, underneath of it is that perfection which will always remain. And it is untouched by any of the failures of the transitory world, okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I hope somebody has gotten something out of this today. And thank you for those that come back and let me know when some talks have really hit you and really helped you to process things. I do so appreciate that, to know that it is reaching people and people are getting something from it. So thank you for that. And thank you for those that have sent in some donations. I do so appreciate it. We all have to pay. I don't have a money tree out there. I don't know. Some people seem to think that, we have money trees growing out in our backyards, but we don't. I don't have a money tree. So that's the way that is. And if you appreciate it and you have some extra funds, then thank you for that. Don't feel like you need to send something in if you are struggling yourself, okay? I don't want to take the food off of anyone's table. Absolutely not. If you are struggling, keep what you have, But if you are a person and you have extra, to spread it around a bit, then thank you for that. I do so appreciate it. Okay, but I count myself blessed every day. Just to be able to come out of having had such severe PTSD and, the mind and depression and all of that. To be out of that is absolutely a blessing. I would not change for all the money in the world. Absolutely not. I feel blessed every day. I've had people on here say, I'm so brave, I'm so strong, no, not really, no. You just face what comes is coming, and that's it. And no matter what comes, in the end, we are spirit being. Okay, we have this transitory experience, but in the end, we are spirit, and we are not these forms, we are not these bodies. This is only a modality for experience in this plane. And once you find that out and you know it in the heart of hearts of your being, and you have been fortunate enough to implode into the divine is, where that's the only thing that exists. In that moment of realization, there is no world, there is no you, there is nothing but that divine is, and that divine is has more reality than anything you could ever see in the transitory world. And that blows out all of the false ideations immediately, and they never come back. Okay, the mind stills. The mind is then at that point quiet. I don't have any running thoughts. There's the experience of the moment, and when it's done, it's done. That's it. Okay, so you start living in a basically different type of reality, of consciousness. Okay. Yes, you have those experiences, but when it's done, it's done. It's not something that you keep regurgitating. Okay, it's as if it never happened once it's gone. You don't have a sense of, how do I say it, expectation or anxiety about something. It's not there. Okay, it's not there. There's not a, sometimes people ask me, aren't you excited about this or excited? No. You don't have that. You don't have a feeling of something impending, something coming. It's either here or it's not here. You live fully in the moment, which means if something's past, it's gone. You're no longer, that's why you recover from things so quickly. Because there is not that lingering trepidation being held, okay? There is not an anxiousness about, what's coming or not coming, okay? You live in a different, consciousness is different. Yes, you still feel all the emotions, and sometimes even more intensely, but they're momentary. They're momentary. They don't have like a glitch that keeps replaying it. It's there in the moment, and then when it's gone, it's gone. Okay? When I go out and I go to the on the trip or whatever, when I come back, it's like it never happened. It's like, wasn't I going to go? When it's happening, it's thoroughly enjoyed, but when it's over, it's like you don't really have remembrances of things that you don't really have those type of remembrances. It's different. It's different. It's so hard to try to explain to people what remains, what type of a different scenario. It's like it says, in 1 second your whole life changes, and you come back in the world and nothing's changed there. But you have become a new being. You have become, born again, to say, of spirit. You've become born of spirit. Okay? We were born of water in our physical birth, and then when everything falls away, transitions, we become born of spirit. Okay? So yeah, why it went off on this tangent today, I don't know, but maybe somebody needed to hear this today. Okay. I never know what's going to come out when I open the mouth. I just open mouth and words come out, and okay. So I'm going to leave this here. Much love and light. Thanks for tuning in. And, as you can see, I had the things yesterday, and not looking bad. I'm actually not having a lot of bruising. I mean, you can see where they were jabbing needles into my neck all day yesterday. But I'm not having a lot of bruising, so I'm very surprised with that. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for everyone's experience that told me that they've had they've had those type of biopsies, and those that have had the cancer, the thyroid, and had to have thyroidectomies and all of that. Thank you for sharing your experiences with me. Yes, if there's something, there that looks kind of fishy, I feel it's better to get it out and get it done with, because if it spreads to the lymph nodes, that's when you have problems, Once it spreads to the lymph nodes, then it can spread through the body, and then you have, much more difficult time in dealing with it. Okay, so that's been always my view. If we have some doubt, better to take care of it. I'd rather do a little overkill than to sit there and wait and watch and see, and then find out that, you've waited too long. Okay, basically. Okay, but I feel at this age, in a couple weeks? Yeah, a couple weeks now, I'll be 71, I'm feeling I'm living like on borrowed time, whatever time I've got now. I'm fortunate, so at this age, you never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Let's face it, bodies wear out, they break down. I mean, it's like your car. It only goes for so many years before things start going haywire in it, okay? And that's life. Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I've said that before, but now this time I'm really quitting. Thanks for tuning in. Much love and light to everyone. Don't forget to mask up, stay safe out there, and we'll see you online.